Imagine a place on Earth where you cannot die, even if you want to. Hard to believe, right? There is a city on the world map where death is legally forbidden. No matter how critically ill you are, you simply do not have permission to take your final breath on that soil. Now imagine a prison where instead of brutal punishment, inmates are taught how to play the guitar, served gourmet meals, and live in rooms that look exactly like five-star hotel suites. Yes, friends, today we are going on a virtual tour to a mysterious land located near the North Pole, a country known as the Land of the Midnight Sun, a place where the sun is fully visible even at midnight during summer, yet during winter, it doesn't rise for days on end. In today's video, we will uncover the secrets of Norway. It's bizarre.
The mere mention of Norway conjures up images of snow-covered peaks and vibrant green lights dancing across the night sky, what we call the Aurora Borealis, or the Northern Lights. Located on Europe's Scandinavian peninsula, this country feels like a canvas painted by nature itself. Sharing its borders with Sweden, Finland, and Russia, the map of this country is elongated, remarkably resembling the shape of a guitar. But as mesmerizing as Norway's beauty is, its weather is equally challenging. In northern Norway, nature plays a bizarre game. From May to July, the sun never sets. This phenomenon is known as the midnight sun. Imagine it being 3 a.m., yet the sun is blazing bright outside. In fact, locals can even be seen walking around wearing sunglasses in the middle of the night. But there is a flip side to this coin. From November to January, the region plunges into the polar night. This means the sun does not rise at all for months, leaving the world in pitch-black darkness for 24 hours a day.
Today, we know Norway as one of the richest, safest, and most peaceful nations on Earth. However, history reveals that this soil is steeped in a past of blood and warfare. Roughly 1,000 years ago, from the 8th to the 11th century, the world witnessed the legendary Viking Age. The Vikings were incredibly fierce warriors and master navigators. Their very name made all of Europe tremble in fear. Boarding their distinctively designed longships, they braved treacherous oceans to raid and conquer new lands. Looking at the peaceful, gentle Norwegians of today, it is hard to believe that their direct ancestors were once the most ruthless conquerors of the seas. Following the Viking era, Norway endured a long period as a deeply impoverished nation. Its economy relied almost entirely on basic fishing and agriculture, lagging far behind its neighbors, Sweden and Denmark. Up until the 1960s, the lifestyle of the average Norwegian was remarkably modest. But then, an absolute miracle occurred, one that would rewrite Norway's destiny forever. The year was 1969. Deep within the North Sea, a massive oil reserve was suddenly discovered. Just like that, Norway hit the ultimate jackpot. But this is where the true brilliance of the Norwegian people shines. While many nations have squandered sudden oil wealth on short-lived luxury and corruption, Norway chose a completely different path. Knowing that oil would eventually run out, they established a sovereign wealth fund. Today, this fund is valued at over $1 trillion. By investing this wealth wisely, the financial security of Norway's future generations is entirely guaranteed. In essence, every single Norwegian citizen is born a millionaire.
But does money truly buy happiness? Norwegian culture teaches a unique social philosophy known as the law of Jante, or Janteloven. According to this unwritten rule, no one in Norway is allowed to consider themselves superior or more special than anyone else. Whether you are the prime minister or a standard restaurant waiter, you hold the exact same social standing and receive the same level of respect. Because of this deep-rooted equality, you will often see billionaires commuting to work on public buses and high-ranking ministers spending their weekends cleaning their own homes. This culture of absolute equality is precisely what makes Norway consistently rank as one of the happiest countries in the world. Another fascinating dimension of Norwegian culture is their approach to parenting. If you ever visit Norway and spot a baby stroller left entirely alone outside a cafe in -10-degree weather with a sleeping infant inside, while the mother calmly sips coffee indoors, do not panic. This is a completely standard practice here. Norwegian mothers firmly believe that sleeping in the crisp, freezing outdoor air boosts a child's immunity and makes them resilient. Their culinary tastes are equally unique. One of the nation's absolute favorites is brunost, or brown cheese, a sweet goat's milk cheese with a distinct caramel-like flavor. Interestingly, Norwegians are also deeply obsessed with tacos. Every single Friday, families across the nation celebrate what they call Taco Friday.
Now, if you think life in Norway is purely about work and productivity, think again. These people deeply cherish their leisure time. They live by a beloved lifestyle concept called hytta. A hytta is a small, traditional wooden cabin tucked away on a mountain peak or hidden deep inside a forest. On weekends and holidays, Norwegians completely abandon their modern lives, disconnect from the internet, turn off their phones, and retreat to these isolated cabins to enjoy simple living and reconnect with nature.
Now let's unravel the mystery mentioned at the beginning of our video. Why is death legally banned on the Norwegian archipelago of Svalbard? Svalbard is located exceptionally close to the North Pole, subjected to unimaginable Arctic cold. In 1950, scientists made a startling discovery. Due to the extreme permafrost, bodies buried in the local cemetery do not decompose. They remain perfectly preserved in the ice indefinitely. Consequently, any deadly viruses or bacteria trapped inside the deceased remain fully active, posing a catastrophic threat of spreading future pandemics to the living population. Because of this, if a resident becomes critically ill or their time of death draws near, they are immediately transported via aircraft to the...
However, living in or even visiting this paradise comes with a heavy price tag. Norway is widely ranked as one of the most expensive countries on the planet. The cost of a basic burger or a single bottle of water there could easily fund a royal multi-course feast in our home country. Income tax rates are also exceptionally steep, hovering close to 50%. Yet, remarkably, citizens pay these high taxes with a smile. Why? Because in return, they receive entirely free, world-class healthcare and education. From the day a child is born all the way through their university graduation, the government fully covers every single educational expense.
Today, Norway stands as a global pioneer in environmental conservation. You might be astonished to learn that out of every 10 cars driving on Norwegian roads, 8 are entirely electric. In fact, Norway represents one of the largest global markets for Tesla. The government has set an ambitious target to completely phase out and ban all petrol and diesel-powered vehicles within the next few years. Think about the profound irony. A nation that amassed its immense wealth by selling oil is now completely halting its own oil consumption to save the planet. There is truly an invaluable lesson here for the rest of the world.
So friends, that is Norway. A magical land where the sun refuses to set, where prisons feel like luxury resorts, and where humanity thrives in perfect harmony with nature. What do you think? Should our country adopt Norway's law of Jante, where everyone is viewed as absolutely equal? And if given the opportunity, would you want to spend a night inside Norway's luxurious prison? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. And don't forget to comment on which country you would love to explore in our next documentary. See you in the next video. Until then, stay well, stay healthy. Thank you.